Callahan Walsh is the co-host of In Pursuit with John Walsh. That airs Wednesdays on Investigation Discovery and streams on Discovery Plus. He has also been digging into this case of Lauren Cho. Callahan, good to see you. You've heard all of this unfold. You've been watching this case as well. What stands out to you about the disappearance of Lauren Cho?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for covering this case. This is a case that hasn't gotten nearly enough attention, the attention that it deserves. So thank you for putting this on air and allowing us to talk about Lauren's case and giving her family that opportunity to get the answers that they're so desperate for. Because I think it's going to be somebody from the public that comes forward. The public is oftentimes the most powerful tool for law enforcement, because in cases like this, and this is to answer your question, what stands out to me in this case is the lack of evidence. The fact that she just simply vanished or evaporated, as they stated. Without that evidence, without things to really dig into, it's really difficult. At the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, we categorize these type of missing children's cases as LIM, which is lost, injured, or otherwise missing. Those are very difficult to solve because there really just isn't enough information to really go down and follow that correct lead.
What do you make of the fact that somebody like Lauren, 30 years old, walks away without her phone, any personal items?
It's a bit alarming, and it sounds like she was upset. There was an argument, which makes it sound even worse in her situation. You know, whenever there's, lovers involved in an argument, law enforcement is quick to look internally, right? Look at the people who are involved in the individual's life, lovers, especially if there's an argument. That's a serious red flag. The fact that she walked away without anything, that's really a mystery. Now, I know there were some talks of mental illness or self-harm that were thrown in the way, but you wouldn't, normally a person who is looking to self-harm or, God forbid, commit suicide is not going to do it by walking into the desert. That is not a way that most people try to commit suicide. That is something that would take a long time. We're talking about California here. It's not, and it gets cold in the nighttime, but this isn't temperatures that are going to, take somebody's life over, a course of a short period of time. So it would have been days before she was dehydrated enough, or succumbed to a lack of food. And I don't think that's the case. In fact, she was even talking to somebody. She wanted to convert that bus she was working on into a food truck. She communicated earlier that day with somebody about repairs to that, which tells me that she had plans for her future. This wasn't something that she was thinking of committing suicide or doing anything like that. I think somebody out there knows what happened to Lauren, and we need to talk to that person. That person needs to come forward.
Right? I mean, just beautiful young woman. You hear her lovely voice. I mean, she definitely had big dreams that she was pursuing. It was the whole reason she went to California. What do you make of this Airbnb? Have you learned anything about it? Do you think investigators are looking further at anything out there?
Look, I love the idea of a place like that, sanctuary, a free-loving place. But just because a crime hasn't occurred in the past doesn't mean that a crime couldn't occur there at all. Absolutely one could. And especially if people are lowering their inhibitions, if there's, that type of activity that's going on there, who knows what could have happened. Now, it isn't necessarily because of that exact place that was the reason why Lauren isn't here with us today, or we don't know where she is. Maybe it was the people that she was with. It's not necessarily the place where she was. But just because violence hasn't occurred there in the past doesn't mean it couldn't occur there in the future.
The other thing I wonder, she's been missing since late June, so it's been 100 days. In your experience, the longer someone is gone, how much more difficult is it to find the clues you need to get to some answers?
As time goes on, it becomes exponentially more difficult to get the answers that this family's looking for, especially a positive recovery, a successful recovery of Lauren alive. Now, look, she is an adult. She has the right to go and drop everything in her current life and go start another life. But her family's desperate for answers, and this doesn't seem like something that Lauren would do. She was very close. She was a loving aunt, and I don't think this was something that she chose to do on her own.